I washed all my laundry, had a night's sleep in the hotel room, but then things began to unravel because I cut the time too close. So I left all my Cicerone notes in the hotel room. I thought I was really fastidious, but I had put the notes on a table on the other side of the bed. And also can't find my charging, little charging adapter. I'm like, there's no way I could have lost it because I was really careful about them. So these notes I can recover from the website, but it's just kind of a pain because I took lots of personal notes in them, As for the adapter, I could get another one for several euros probably. All things considered, I still have my devices. So I decided to pay a little extra for some relaxation and breakfast. So my first impression of this off here, by the way, the guy behind me actually tried to strike up a conversation. That's probably the first and last time that'll ever happen in Germany. Nice guy who went to Virginia one time, and he wanted to talk about it a little bit. But anyway, this is not very bitter. None of the minerality and toasty notes of like a Duca. It's very smooth. Clean but smooth, almost like a Vienna lager in a lot of ways. Not much of a lager maltiness. So this beauty from Denmark is an international lager. Look at the bubbles, beautiful. So it's got a little bit less bitterness and maltiness than what I've had in Germany, but that's to be expected. It's delicious and clean. I discovered some funny things that happen along the way. First of all, the bars. They have only two types of bourbon in general. Your basic restaurant bar, Jack Daniels and Jim Beam, and they both suck. I try to remind them of this every now and then. So it's the next day here in Hagen. I went all over the place looking for converter. These little bitty pieces that you lose can kind of bring down a whole aspect of things. Like I can't use a laptop without power, right? So I mentioned last night that the Muslims have made more inroads into just kind of the day-to-day business of Germans. Restaurants, not just a kebab, but restaurants. They also tend to run the handy stores and all sorts of chargers and this and that for handies, for iPhones and stuff, but nothing really for laptops. So I went to a Woolworths, and yeah, there are still plenty of Woolworths left in Germany. I guess it's the only place that they're still in business. Couldn't find it there. I went like 4 or 5 places. I was determined I'm going to find myself this converter no matter what. Finally, I just gave up. They said, "Oh, you'll find it in the big city, Also went to the post office to try to get some of these bottles of wine shipped over, but so far they didn't sell any boxes, so that wasn't going to help me much. So anyway, there's a rail strike going on that may influence some of these trains. And it's also snowing a lot. You can see behind me, it snowed last night. And so, if you look there, there's a delay. There's a delay on my train. The train stops in Aachen, but I'm getting off at Dusseldorf for alt beer tasting. So things just may slow down a little bit. Hopefully in the big city, I can find a charger and do this next video for you.